Okay, there it is. Hello, everyone. I'm Ruthann.
I'm Chris.
And we are Geek Chic Promotions. Welcome back to Nerd Rage. We have a lot to discuss today, and we're going to get into some pretty deep topics. So we decided martinis were in order. So cheers to you. Cheers to you guys.
Cheers.
Vodka.
Also, I wish my mom a happy birthday.
Happy birthday. She's the best.
Yep. Oops, forgot to eat that. Got it. Yep. She's the best.
Yep, it's true.
She doesn't watch me live, but she always watches later if she can.
Yes. So happy birthday.
Okay. So, what's first on our agenda?
First on our agenda, we need to talk about the Fast and Furious 9
yeah.
trailer. This one just barely saw it, and it was so hard for me to, I was like, I can't sit next to her while she watches it, because as you know, I'm terrible to watch things with. But also, since I'd already watched it, I was like, you just wait. Look at it. Okay. That was a lot. So I've only seen, one or two of the Fast and Furious, all the way through.
Really?
Yeah, I've
Okay.
I understand.
I've seen all 8.
Yes, okay.
Multiple times.
All right, I'm going to share this around. So tell us, as somebody who is, what reaction? What's your initial reaction to that trailer? Because I've seen so many different ones.
Anyone who is with me on this, who has seen all of them, because they're I don't know, you're one of those people like me where you're like, what could they possibly do next? There's just no way they can top what they did. And of course,
a magnet plane.
Yeah, right. Well, after Hobbs and Shaw split off, it was like, all right, well, they were the best parts because I don't really like Vin Diesel. So I was like, what could they possibly do that would make me interested in watching yet another one of these movies? And the answer is John Cena.
John Cena!
It honestly is. Because I was like, there's nobody else. The Rock, and then you got Jason Statham. What?
Yeah, who else can
you get that could go up against Vin Diesel? It is John Cena. So that was incredibly exciting to see, and also a surprise because I have not been keeping up on it. I'm sure,
yeah.
I don't know if that was announced earlier or whatever, but
anybody else in your head do the whole? Because you remember that prank from years ago, that phone call prank of the guy who just kept calling, pretending to be a radio station on the Sunday night, calling this one person and just be like, hey, so have you checked it? Because it's John Cena! Oh my god, every time, that's all I can think of. Hey Pierre, so happy day. Big game.
Yep.
Can't mention. we won't be watching the game, we will definitely be watching the commercials.
Yes. Make sure you watch the Mr. Peanut stuff, because someone in this household is behind that whole marketing campaign.
Just putting it out there.
Yeah.
I can't say anything right now, but just watch it.
I probably could say something now, but because it's tomorrow. It's Marcus.
That's also fair.
Marcus is behind it. Anyway, I'm very super proud of him, so I'm going to be watching. Watching tomorrow in support. So back to Fast and Furious 9.
To Fast and Furious 9 trailer.
The one thing. Okay, now every time one of those trailers comes out, every time I'm like, give me a break. This is no exception. Literally, when they are driving across a rope bridge, that snaps.
It's smashed behind
and
them.
they are beating it as it falls.
I can't.
That is bullshit.
And when he just happens to get that cable wire just the right way, so the car is
yeah, that's
and they're both so calm about it too. They're just
crap. It's such crap, but also amazing.
Yes.
I'm still in. I am.
So there was some
and Charlize Theron, by the way, because I knew that she was going to come back after the last one.
Yeah, she's
because they were kind of hinting, and I was like, it's going to be her. So it kind of.
I wonder if her contract, she's like, I'm not going to be in any scenes with Vin Diesel.
With Vin Diesel, yeah, she did not like him in the last one.
Yeah, if you guys didn't see all that stuff,
she did not like his work ethic.
No, and she let him
dragged his ass out of his trailer. Yeah.
Oh, which I just that just warms my soul that she did that. It just that skinny, gorgeous little woman was just
well, she's got more juice than he does. Not many people can boss Vin Diesel around. And I feel like, well, she's one of them.
Yeah, I would listen to her.
Because all he's gonna do with dudes is be like, I'm tougher than you.
I'm a human thumb.
It's got to be the atomic blonde herself who can do action scenes. Who has her own thing going on.
Yeah,
doesn't need him.
So the other surprise is what's his butt coming back for the trailer.
Oh yeah.
In the trailer.
What's his butt?
Yeah.
The guy who died in Tokyo Drift.
4, right? Yeah.
4. Which I knew she didn't. She's like,
I knew that he I knew well enough that he had
died.
I
Like,
just didn't
he
know.
died in 4, and you were like, yeah. I'm like, you didn't know.
I knew that he died. I didn't know which one. Because again, I don't know. Now, what are your thoughts on them dropping that in the trailer? Because like that's something that you would prefer to have be a surprise during the movie, right?
You know what?
Do you
I
think
feel like
they're so afraid people won't go?
it's number 9.
Yeah.
They're like, shit, we gotta
make sure people
we gotta
come.
make sure people
But
come,
I would
yeah.
think people would go 9 anyways, but especially John Cena in it. I feel like that would have been better to save that tidbit, right? Or is that just like...
I'm not sure because, first of all, the guy died, and now they're bringing him back. So, number 1, pokey. Number 2, how the hell is he still alive? We saw how he died. He was like, like the whole thing, guys. Like, I've just...
And did you see the actual, like, death? Like...
Well, yes. I mean, but it's that way for all of them. I mean, except for, Paul, who died in real life. So clearly won't be coming back anytime.
Yeah, I was trying to, like,
Yeah.
when I saw it and then like posted to Facebook like about Fast and Furious, like I was looking for a good gif and it was like all him who passed away, and I was like,
Which also passed away in a fiery car wreck.
Jesus Christ.
It's been a few years. We're okay.
Are we?
It's all right.
We're horrible humans. I'm gonna eat.
We are
these.
horrible humans. It's fine.
Anyway.
Everybody knows we're horrible by now. So,
Yeah. So you'll definitely see it. I
Yeah,
really wish
I'm gonna
Marcus
see
was
it.
here because I'd love to hear his thoughts. Because I know that's
I'm
his
sure he
whole thing.
watched it as soon as it came out. I'm sure he's excited for it. I mean, I think we've seen. Usually our Valentine's Day will consist of either a Deadpool movie, a Die Hard movie, or a Fast and Furious movie. It's something of that nature.
So romantic.
Yeah,
It's very, it's very you guys though. Yeah, it's perfect.
So, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I don't think there's anything coming out though for Valentine's Day that I'm aware of. That's along those veins. I mean, I could,
Birds of Prey.
that's
That's a week before, I know, but
Yeah,
like,
so,
or 2 weeks before.
and that also. I'm still on the fence about that. So.
We actually were just talking about that. How we will definitely talk about Birds of Prey next week because we're going to see it.
We will.
Before Nerd Rage, and I'm just glad that what's her name, Robbie,
Margot
Robbie, that she's producing it, because I could just see her be like, no, F no,
Well,
no,
I mean,
okay.
I honestly hope so, unless she doesn't know how to produce things, and
I don't know. She seems like a smart cookie.
Sure, yeah, she's smart. Doesn't mean she knows how to produce.
No, that's true. But I think she would be smart enough to just say like, this is the bullshit that ruined Suicide Squad. So not
One
this,
hopes.
not this. Yes, one hopes. We'll see.
One hopes.
Girl can dream. A girl can
Yes.
dream.
All right.
All right. So moving on, there's a topic that we need to discuss. It's not a easy topic, but since we're both in the comic book industry and women, I mean, it would be nice if like anybody would discuss this. There's a little thing that we feel like needs to be discussed, and it actually broadens out to the rest of the entertainment industry as well.
Sure.
So, Chris, I'll let you take the lead
So
on the introduction.
I'm gonna try and keep this as non-inflammatory and light as possible. Okay, but okay.
We promise we'll get back to nerd stuff right after.
So this new publishing company that is going to be done through a Kickstarter is called Alternate Empire. Okay, Alternate Empire is a new publishing company that's started by two fellas named Eddie Berganza and Eric Esquivel.
Do those names sound familiar to anybody? Here's why.
Yeah, if you're in the industry, you know who they are. If you're not, and just you're a casual comic book reader, you probably don't know who they are, except for the fact that Eddie Berganza is responsible for managing and editing all of your favorite DC titles, like Wonder Woman and Batman and like everything that you could possibly imagine. He had a hand in for a solid 20 years. However, for the last decade of those 20 years, he was a serial harasser in the workplace, and even though a lot of complaints were lodged against him through HR, he was kind of just promoted out of the way so that they wouldn't have to deal with it. And so he got, I think, all the way up to group editor, I believe, of like the most important books that DC had to offer. And finally, though, the complaints got so weighty that they eventually demoted him back down to something, managing editor, I think.
Yeah.
And then he then eventually got fired when they couldn't justify keeping him on any longer in the wake of the Me Too movement. So Eddie Berganza was out. So Eric Esquivel, okay, on the other hand, in 2018, apparently sexually and emotionally abused the girl he was with, whom I guess was in a relationship with him, hoping to break in to the industry. It was like this whole huge thing. So here's the differences, though. Okay, so now they're starting. They're both. I didn't even know they knew each other. By the way, no one really knew they knew each other, and it's kind of like gross to think that like, oh,
Harassers
you're
know
a
each
sexual
other.
harasser. I'm a sexual.
Let's get together. Our powers combined.
Right. Okay. And Eric did a book that was called Border Town that was out through Vertigo, so maybe they knew each other. I don't know. Maybe they run some books together.
I mean, the comic book industry is a very small, industry, so it's understandable.
So anyway, I guess they're thinking that with their pull, that they can start up a whole new alternate empire.
Yes.
I don't know. Not sure.
Discuss the woman.
Yeah. So the thing is that this came to light, and it's been in the news this week of them doing this, and of course, like women in comics are just like,
no.
And it turns out that they're starting to get creators on board to do stuff with them, and one of them is a female, and so of course everybody else is like, does she know?
Yeah, because like she should get the F out.
She should, like, why is she doing
for
this?
her own safety and also supporting women and like not like helping out abusers
who literally got promoted all the way up to the top and held that position for like 10 years. Okay, and like promised he wouldn't do it again, and then kept doing it. So the thing is that she does know. Apparently they were upfront with her, and apparently
she's still on board.
They came clean, and she is still on board. And
I'm sorry, I just...
So now this is the conversation we're going to have.
Here's the tricky thing, because obviously people need jobs. So, but at the end of the day, I personally, I would, even if it would be a huge opportunity, a huge paycheck, I would not take that job.
I can't see how it would be a huge paycheck if you're doing a Kickstarter to fund it.
I'm just putting it out there. Even if it was a big paycheck, even if it was a huge jump in my career, I mean, for my own safety, yes, but mainly for the fact of like, no, like you can't get away with this and then have like women work with you.
How can I support you?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
And like how much of a slap in the face it is to those women that they abuse.
And here's the thing. Okay, so both of them came out and said and admitted that they did this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, and Eric especially wrote that he's not part of the problem, he is the problem. Like he is a problem. And therapy has ensued. They're on their journey to becoming better people and yada yada. They've apologized publicly and all this stuff. So now clearly she feels like that's enough, I guess. Like, or that
who knows what her
who knows what took place. We don't know. We're not involved in that. But I guess the question is like, when do you forgive people for doing something like that and begin to support them again? Because we've seen it now with all these other guys who've like been outed, you know, and they haven't been able to make a comeback. Like there is no Louis C.K. There is like there's like a whole bunch of...
we went into kind of thinking about the entertainment industry in general, not just the geek
Harvey
pop
Weinstein
culture.
went up into trial this week, okay? And
it was walker.
Well, he was a walker. Like poor him. I'm old. I'm feeble. I could not have possibly done all those horrible things. I am not guilty.
I'm not guilty.
So, So then it's like, it becomes like, well, you know, if he were to pay his debt to society and be put in prison or whatever, are we like, let's just say he's alive when he gets out. I know he won't be. But let's just say, like, honestly, give him another chance. I don't know.
I don't know either, and that we're gonna just leave this open-ended because like we don't want to get too deep into this because it's a very difficult issue, but we just wanted to make people aware of it and like kind of start the conversation of, because for me, is it do you ever forgive or is it that just society eventually will forget? Because like look at not specifically talking about sexual abusers, but people like Mel Gibson. There was a moment that like we forgot of his anti-Semitic racist
he's coming
stuff,
back and
he's been coming back exactly. So like, have we actually forgiven him, or did we just kind of forget because there were so many other awful things that have been happening in the world?
In his case, I think it's a little of both. Yeah. I think that he disappeared for a really long time. He's gone for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Or more.
But does that make it okay? Like, I don't know.
Like, does that mean he was just hiding out and waiting for things to cool down? Or was he seriously like doing work on himself and now he's paid his price and he's done his stuff and he's thinking, please let me in, I am okay. It's been 10 years, you know? Like, I don't know.
I'm going to put my 2 cents in. No, I would never forgive any of them.
I have to say, since it did happen to me once, I have not forgiven. I would like to see that person burn in hell.
Yep.
I would like to see them not have a career again. And
ruined her career, so...
Yeah, and so I would like to see that just, like, and honestly, knowing that that's how I feel, I'm sure the other women affected feel the same way.
Yeah, and that's also what we need to think about is like these women their lives have been changed. You know what I mean? Like it's not just like they can't just move on from it. Like I went to therapy. I did this. I'm fine now. Everybody forgive. You know what I mean? Like it's So that's.
But what are they supposed to do? Release a public statement?
I mean, okay, you should. So here's the thing: is like no, I won't forgive you, but yes, absolutely, you should do the work, apologize, work on yourself, like. Of course.
And maybe find a different line of work, I guess is what we're saying.
Ding, 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 ding.
Right?
Because here's the fucked up part about all of this, is that most of these guys are severely rich and doing just fine. So just retire. Just deal with your shit somewhere else out of the public eye. You're done. Like, sorry, not sorry.
In the case of Eddie Berganza and Eric Esquivel, I think it's too soon. Eric Esquivel, like this literally happened in 2018. We're at the beginning of 2020.
Like, come on.
It's not.
I know that like we have basically goldfish like memory now with how fast the internet is, but no.
Yeah.
No.
I feel like
neither of us are ever gonna forget our sexual abusers. Like no.
So I think honestly, everybody should avoid alternate empire. I don't think they should be supported, and I think that all those who do support them are pretty much hanging a flag saying they're okay with sexual harassment in the industry. And the comic industry is such a crap show anyway. It's like a dumpster fire.
It's so bad. It's so bad. And I mean, it's not getting better. So we need to start making some real decisions. All right. So let's move on from that. Sorry, we had to do that for like 10 minutes. Yeah. We're back. Let's talk about more nerd stuff. So there was the final episode ever of Arrow.
Yes.
Thank God. So I was 1,000% never gonna watch it, but Chris did. So
I did. I watched it.
Tell us about.
I'm gonna tell you the reason why I watched it. Okay, so and this stems from what Marcus actually told me. I know you're watching Marcus. So
hey, Marcus.
I believe it was Armchair Expert, that the podcast that he listens to, that had Stephen Amell on it. That gave me a new perspective on Stephen Amell, and so I kind of wanted to watch it and like watch it with new eyes because I kind of just didn't like it. To be honest. But
when Megan Fox can act circles around you in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Okay, but here's the sad thing. Okay, so let's talk about that because apparently on this podcast.
Oh, he talks about this.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic.
He talks about this because apparently he was passed over he totally flubbed his audition for Captain America. Okay, and it was given to Chris Evans. Yeah, like we're talking like 10 years back.
Sorry, I just blacked out for a second trying to picture him as Captain America.
Yeah, I know.
Moving on.
And so, and he just completely, and he was like, I think he was a server at the time, and he completely flubbed it, and it was this huge life-changing opportunity where you can see the trajectory of Chris Evans, like from there, where that could have been him. And so when he got the part of Arrow, he made up his mind that he was not going to waste this opportunity. And so what happened is he became super strict, super like mean, I guess, and like no nonsense, not fun, nothing. It was just, I'm not wasting this opportunity and none of you are going to ruin it for me. And he became just a no fun dude that was all business. And of course over, time with Arrow, he realized, people were like, I think it was...
you're being a dick.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Just pull back a little. You're at 11.
If Marcus is listening, tell me who it was. It was a woman. Oh, was it Laura Linney, whoever it was that was in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, who was like a higher up actor, and they were like, you gotta chill out.
Yeah, like,
you just gotta chill out.
Yo, roll.
And so he did. And so I was like, after getting on, and by the way, he had like a panic attack in the middle of it, and he had to come back and finish the episode later. And so it was like this huge, like, this guy, he's got anxiety. He didn't want to waste an opportunity, and so he was incredibly upset and stressed about everything, and I can relate.
I can see that. No, you?
So,
no.
Yeah, I know, right?
No.
So,
all right, so tell us about the
last episode
finale.
of Arrow.
It's over.
It was awful.
Here's my shock face.
Yeah, I didn't
so
like
shocked.
it. Okay, so he became the Spectre, and then that was at the end of Crisis on Infinite Earths. Yeah, and which was fine, whatever. But then the next episode after that, they flashed forward to 2040. Okay, and his His death saved the city, and there was no more crime. Except nobody remembered anything because all the Earths merged and nothing, and blah, blah, blah.
There's just no more crime?
No more crime, right.
That's a magic right
However,
there.
everything's about to change.
Uh-oh.
So we go through that. That episode doesn't even matter because they saved the day at the end and they're like, whatever. So here we go. Now we're at his funeral and they bring everybody back. So like because all those Earths are now one, like
they're all on this,
his mom is back, and Thea's back, everybody's back.
My
and
God.
so they're all there being all sad about it, and it's they did like a pseudo documentary thing about the life of Oliver Queen.
How long has this show been on? 7 years?
I don't know.
8 years, something? No, it's more than that. All right, continue.
It has to be like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Whatever. So and here's the bad thing is that, and I'm gonna spoil this, guys, because you shouldn't.
I know you'll be
a horrible show.
I know you'll all be really upset that we spoiled the finale of Arrow.
Okay, so what's her butt? Who's the smart one?
Felicity?
Thank you, Felicity. Okay, Felicity.
I got you.
Smoke.
The super hot chick that they just threw glasses on.
Glasses
It's like,
on?
oh, she's a nerd. But where's the
Okay.
tightest, shortest dresses in existence? Anyways.
So she obviously has to come back and meet her grown-ass daughter, which is weird. But she comes back, and at the end, you guys.
Wait, I heard what happened.
At the end, she gets to go to heaven.
She just bounces.
She bounces.
She bounces. She leaves her children behind.
No. Oh, but apparently they're all okay. She's supposed to be old, but she's not old. She's young, Felicity, even though I'm like, she's supposed to have, like, lived this good life and, like, and all this other shit. And basically, the monitor comes back and she's like, are you sure you want to do this? And she's like, yes, I've been waiting a long time. And then they go off, and surprise, heaven looks like Oliver Queen's office.
Okay, as long as it's not the fucking island again.
No, it's the office where he first met
Can we
her.
just not
ever
see that goddamn island
That's
again?
how they end it. They're in an office, it's heaven, they're together again, and it's bullshit, and I hated it.
I'm still gonna put it out there. Way better coupling was Felicity and Ray Palmer. Just putting it out there. That was a way better.
George said her
way better
short
scene.
haircut showed how it was a different time period.
Oh yeah,
you are
yes.
correct.
Oh yeah, short mom hair.
But
nailed it.
Right. And she made like little weird movements like a mom would. Like oh, Jesus.
Sorry, that I don't think I could have rolled my eyes hard enough to show my emotion about that.
Anyway.
I appreciate you taking one for the team and watching it.
Okay, so Shavin says it's DC coming out with Green Lantern Arrowverse, and that's the thing. Supposedly they teased it at the end. Okay?
They did, yes, they did tease the
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern stuff at the end of Crisis on Infinite Earth, as well as I forget.
The
there's one other
Canaries.
show. Yeah,
The Canaries, which is all the 2040
I
by
just-
the way. That was all the Canaries. I think that was to set up the new Canary show.
I don't know if Green
I'm not
Lantern.
watching. I can't. Like, CW, I love you.
I love you, CW. You
love
brought
you.
us stuff like Supernatural, like other shows that we love
then
desperately, and a couple good seasons of each of the superhero shows, like
Maybe
Supergirl.
I'm
Like,
getting too old. Like, am I? Because like I sit there and I'm like Katie Keene. I read that comic book when I was like way little because it was like, my dad's comics were Katie Keene, and now they have a Katie Keene show, and like that's an offshoot of Riverdale. I don't know if you know that either, but like and I was like I have no interest in that.
Yes, actually, they did hint that Diggle is going to be the next Green Lantern because George brought this up. Supposedly, Diggle's mother's maiden name is Stewart, aka John Stewart. That was thank you for reminding me. Yes, that is the other thing that they're heading towards. That it's actually going to be John. Sorry, it's actually going to be Diggle.
Right.
It becomes the Green Lantern, and I don't know.
Which, by the way, really easy way to defeat the Green Lantern is by using the color yellow.
Yeah, I can't. I just
Yellow.
Even when I was a kid and found out that was his thing, I was like, fucking yellow is in green. What? How does that work at all? Okay,
I know.
just settle down for a second.
It should totally be. Well, it can't be red because they're opposite on the color wheel. So they were
What?
like, I don't know.
I mean, shouldn't it be red though? If they're opposite on the kid, would that logically make sense that that's your weakness?
I guess. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking.
Ugh.
I was
Well,
not.
actually,
I
because-
was not in that records room.
Because yellow is the color of cowardice. That is why I researched it.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay then.
So they are looking to make Diggle the new
Okay.
Green Lantern. Oh, there's one other thing that I wanted to talk about really quickly. Oh, yes. So speaking of like DC trying to like test stuff out, like when it comes between the DCU of the movie world versus the TV world. So one of the reasons they had what's his butt who plays the Flash in the movies do a cameo in the crossover was because they were legitimately trying to test if people would be interested in a just the Flash centric movie. That's why they allowed it.
Really?
And my whole thing is, how do you gauge that? Like, obviously we like the character Flash. That's not the issue. It's your writers is the issue.
Also, yes, by the way, I will 100% watch a Flash movie with Ezra.
Yes.
As the Flash in that amazing costume.
But I'm just saying that's not a great way to test audiences if that's what we're interested in.
Because it's a CW.
Yeah, and also
they do
they're
episodes with like a nickel.
Yeah. Well, and then so their whole thing is that like it's probably gonna be greenlit because everyone went nuts, and it's like no, the reason we went nuts is because it's actually a well-written scene, like, and it was just like a surprise. Yeah. That's why people went nuts. It doesn't necessarily mean like we are in agreement that I would like to see him do a just the Flash movie. But that's not the way to gauge it, because like the only reason we got excited because it was out of the blue. Like you guys actually had to unwrap the entire shoot just to film the scene. Like it was the last thing they filmed.
Which, if they're gonna do that, could they have made it a little bit better? Because they're just standing
again like, a nickel, a nickel.
Yeah.
But anyways, so yeah, I would look forward to the movie. Not looking forward to any more of the DC shows on CW.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm sorry.
I'm
the first 2 seasons
Bums
of
me out.
Actually nearly the first 2 seasons of every single one of them, I was like, I might like Supergirl, like the Flash. I was on board. Let's have some more daddy issues, Flash. Thanks. I was on board, but yeah, not no more. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm sorry.
I'm kind of out too.
I'm out.
I finished up this stuff, and then I was like, okay, I deleted Supergirl, I deleted Black Lightning, I was just like, I watched the end of Arrow just to wrap it up, but
but good
my
TV.
time is precious.
Yeah, I know. We got time for that shit.
Yeah.
All right, good TV. We're gonna end on a little nerd rave. We might be freezing on. Sorry, YouTube. We might be freezing on you a little bit. But
People
yes.
Are right? People are right?
Yeah, I think we might be good. We might be
okay.
good. Picard, so good. We're only 2 episodes in. So good. It's so good. I love it. Gets into some really deep political stuff in the Federation and all that kind of stuff. And there's a pretty big bomb.
This is CBS, isn't it?
It is CBS All Access. I know. They did do a deal with the first episode though, and I don't know what it was. If it's streaming somewhere else, but yes, unfortunately, it is only available on the CBS All Access. So, but it's only 8 episodes. So if you want to be on top of it, get CBS All Access now, stay on top of it, and then bounce, or it'll take 2 months. Or you can just wait till it's all up and just come in for the free week or whatever. But
how much is it per month?
I feel like it's $10 per month.
Good
I might
Lord.
be wrong. I know, right? If Disney Plus is like $7, go fuck yourself. Like no.
Okay.
But yes, I highly suggest Picard if you've been a Star Trek fan from the beginning. They are doing some, like they did just drop a huge emotional bomb in the 2nd episode, so I'm not going to spoil that. And it does look like they are tying stuff in from Discovery.
Ooh.
That's all I'll say.
I have to say, I'm very curious about it. I really want to watch it, but I cannot justify paying $10 a month for it.
I think I know somebody who can give you a password. I think we would work that out. We'll talk off screen.
All right.
But guys, we absolutely adore you. Thank you for joining. And for those who joined later, you should probably go back to the beginning. We got a little intense with some pretty important stuff in the comic world, and we actually do want your opinions as well. So comment away. Obviously even in the rewatchings of this live stream.
Even if you want to talk about Fast and Furious 9.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Like the lighter one. Yeah, we needed straight vodka for this live stream, not gonna lie.
Literally.
Yeah.
Just vodka. Watching her make it was hilarious. It was great because I had no ice cubes.
Yep, so it is. It's vodka. As a martini should be. But, so next week we will absolutely be talking about Birds of Prey. as well as any other news that comes throughout. So maybe we'll save Birds of Prey to the very end. We'll let you know spoilers since it'll be just a day after it lands here in the U.S.
I think that's great.
But yes, we adore you. Happy Nerd Rage, and we will see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.